This week, we hit the road 30 minutes outside of Las Vegas to one of my favorite dispersed camp areas near town, Lovell Canyon Road, where we test out some new gear, install a few new GFC accessories, completely forget an essential camp cooking item, but regardless, end up making an amazing meal for dinner.
Welcome, valued customer. Place your item in the bagging area. Scan it now.
The other angle and deliver your script.
Yeah, so I film all the desks, so like...
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode. Today we're doing some solo truck camping out in Spring Mountain. Well, our normal spot is taken, so we're gonna keep shuffling down, see if we can't find our own little slice of paradise for the night. All right, guys, we have found camp. Went down Lovell Canyon just a little bit further. Found this little pull-off and really quiet, nice. Got the place to myself. I did, however, find some trash around here from some trashy people, so we'll get a trash bag and clean that up. But first, let's make sure we are level. My bubble app out to see what we're looking like. All right. We are so close, so maybe like one level block on the left. I did bring my Lynx leveling blocks to make life a little bit easier. If you guys are looking for easy, portable little leveling blocks, I've been really liking these ones, so I'll leave a link down below if you guys are interested. But we really don't need much. Probably just 2 there and maybe 3 in the back here. All right, good enough. It's a little bit hard to back up when you're by yourself, but good enough. Pretty cool area. I've never camped out along this area before. Looks like we got some, I don't know. Not sure what this looks like. This looks like targets or something. And other than that, not too bad. Just a bunch of little these. I'm not even entirely sure what that is. Kind of looks like a leveling block, actually. Again, there are no fires up here, guys. Just FYI. There's a ton of fire pits around here, but definitely a fire burn throughout this area pretty much all the time. I've rarely ever seen there be a fire lift on this area, but just so you guys know, it's a super popular spot right now to camp. The weather is pretty much perfect right now, and so I think there's a ton of people maybe just visiting the Vegas area. Overland Expo West is next week, so there could be a lot of people driving through on their way over to Flagstaff. Other than that, not a bad spot, and there's actually like no one out here either, which is great. Zero signal though out here, but let's go ahead and get camp all set up. My leveling block is just a little bit off, but oh well. Testing out some new gear tonight. Boxio, shout out to them. They gave me their sink and their toilet that we're going to be testing out for the next few weeks, next few camping trips. So we'll let you guys know how this goes. Boxio is pretty much kind of like a modular, easily packable unit where This is our sink, so I'm gonna give this a shot tonight, use it to cook. We got the toilet box back there, see how that goes. We're gonna be testing some of this stuff out for the next few camping trips, and I wanna use them for a couple trips first before I give you guys my opinion on them. But you know, you guys will see it in use here as we camp out with some of this equipment. So I'm excited though. I've been wanting kind of like a portable toilet in case we were ever in the middle of like a I don't know, like a group camp or something. I really wanted like a toilet we could use in the truck if needed, just for those situations where, you know, maybe we don't want to pop a tent, but we need to use the toilet really bad. We can just go into the back of the truck, put the curtains up, not even pop the tent if we need to, or if we don't need to, and, you know, use the bathroom if needed. So let's go get camp all set up. Another new addition that I've added to the truck, just some kind of step just to make it a little bit easier to pop the tent. Oh man, I faced the truck this way because the wind was coming this way, but now the wind's coming in from this way. But oh well. Oh well. And I've been storing our awning brackets up here, so I've actually been using them to like grab the flap on the side. Something a little bit too tall, and I'm not going to use them tonight. It's pretty windy right now and honestly not that hot. So what I end up doing with them, without putting them inside the truck and getting them in the way, I just kind of just store them right here on the side and hope I don't forget them when we leave in the morning. And these handles from 3D Proto Lab have been really awesome. I've been loving these. It came with all of the hardware and all the adhesives and everything, so I literally just cleaned off the surface on the camper and then mounted them on there, and they've been holding up really well. I've been liking them just to pull down the flap from the inside or the outside, even from the outside, just to pull them out like this, because I've been noticing that I keep kind of grabbing that, and I need to put a little bit more glue right here, because I did get some of the flap kind of coming off. So I did super glue a little bit on there like that. I got a couple things actually that I got to add to the truck. I'm actually going to add some hooks from 3D Proto Lab as well. So let's go ahead and get those on. I'll get camp set up first, and then let's go get those installed real quick. Got some mosquitoes out here. Oh my gosh. I completely forgot my legs. Wow. How are we going to cook on this now? Let's see here. I do have a cast iron pan. Okay, so we're gonna get a little bit handy. Wonder if I can make something. Oh, you know what? You know what we might do is use one of these fire pits, maybe hold up the scuttle. Might be able to use this. I cannot believe I forgot the scuttle legs. Oh. Okay, I think we're gonna go to plan B. I think, so I have the Ignic fire pit and I have the cast iron, so maybe I'll just use that to cook on. And what we're cooking tonight is that I actually don't need the scuttle. I just need some type of hot plate, so we'll just do that. Wow, I am in amazement. All right, plan B. Oh my gosh, that's the first time I've ever forgotten the scuttle legs. I think it's because in my garage, I kind of have everything organized, and I'm pretty sure the legs were not right next to the scuttle. And so I just completely spaced it. So plan B it is. We'll make it work. We'll make it work. So I'm gonna be cooking right on the Ignic. And I did reach out to Ignic, and they did end up sending me a new regulator hose, which is good. So it's been working really, really well now. No issues here. Oh man, I'm so glad I brought my cast iron, and because I'm prepping for another trip right tomorrow when I get home. Yeah, so this new regulator working out perfectly. Started up on the first time. Camp is pretty much set up now. All right, we're gonna get the Boxio set up, see how this thing performs. This is gonna be the first time I'm using it. So there's two parts to this one. This one's the Boxio wash. The other guy over there is the Boxio toilet. So let me show you guys how to set this up. Inside the sink down here are two basins. So I got fresh water in here. I'm not entirely sure if I sealed this correctly. It doesn't look like it because there is some water leaking. Probably need to read the instructions a little bit because I'm pretty sure that doesn't look correct. Okay, so so this is essentially like a hand pump sink. So I just need to figure out the correct valve for it. The instructions are slightly in German, but I think we can figure it out here. Oh, okay. All right, I need some pieces out of the other box, so let me gather everything and I'll get back to you guys. Feed this down here. Okay. I think that's it. I think. Let's see if this thing works. So there is a little bit of assembly when you get to camp. You need to unplug all of the drainage. So you have your gray water, the tiny little gray water tank in the front. So you got to open that up because it's capped while you're driving. And then the other one, there's a different cap you use. And so I just connected all of the hoses to feed the... This gives pressure. Oh, I need to close the pressure here. Let's see, maybe I need to do it a couple times. Nope. Okay, the seal is not sealing correctly, so let me just play around with this here. All right, there we go. I think I got it now. Look at that. Water. Yeah, okay, so the issue I was running into is that I needed to seal the little cap on the bottom so that this was completely airtight, so when you add air into it, it'll actually, you know, work. And all you got to do is do like 3 times, I guess. This is probably enough, but... And it appears it's going directly down into the gray tank. No issues there, it doesn't look like. And when you open this up, you'll notice that the gray tank is just open like that. 1 or 2 gallons of water that this will hold, I think. So this is really just going to be like a hand washing station, toothbrushing station, stuff like that. Yeah, that's pretty cool. It does kind of splash back just a little bit when you're washing your hands. So let me actually wash my hands and we'll see how it goes here. So, I mean, that's pretty cool. As I'm using it, though, you'll notice there is quite a bit of splashback, but we'll be like, you know how on planes they say to wipe the basin for the next passenger? We'll just do that here. But yeah, I mean, it's a pretty cool concept. I mean, very minimal, super easy to, you know, take out. We'll see how long this thing lasts. Everything's pretty solid. So essentially, imagine this, but a toilet. So that's what the Boxio toilet looks like. So I'll show you guys that. But before we do that, let's get this cleaned up and crack open a beer because the sun's setting and I think it's time to relax just a little bit. For my fellow Filipinos out here, I've heard really good things. Well, I don't know about good things, but I've heard things about Red Horse and how it gets you where you're going. So I was at Seafood City the other day and I saw these on the shelf and figured, why not? Let's give it a shot. Comment down below if you guys have ever had this beer. But essentially it's a export from Philippines. It's by San Miguel. Experience that distinctive full flavor taste of world-class premium beer. So Red Horse. This is 8% and it's a tall boy. Let's give it a shot. I've definitely had San Miguel before, but Red Horse I have not. So, cheers, guys. Definitely a full-bodied beer. It's like a red ale, if I had to describe it. Doesn't linger, goes away quick, but it kind of like pierces you in the mouth and then goes away. So it's all right. It's not bad. I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but... So next up on our list is, let's go ahead and hang our hooks for the GFC by 3D Proto Lab. So what I'm wanting to do is get something that would hold our towels on the outside. So just a good hook over here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna close this because I wanna also use the hook from the inside if needed. So let's go close this up. And 3D Proto Lab actually gives you everything you need to adhese these. So should be pretty easy. He also gives you some adhesive promoter, which I think is just some alcohol wipe. But I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it right here. Let's do one. Get the little alcohol strip out. I'm probably gonna do the same to the other side. Letting this dry here. And the adhesive just kind of comes right off, so I just need to peel it off. There we go. Peels right off like that. We're just gonna stick it on like this. I'm just gonna hold it there for probably like 10-15 seconds. These things adhere pretty quickly, so I did lock the panel so I have something solid to press up against. But what's cool is that whether or not the panel is open or not, I can still use the hook. So you see how big that hook is, so even when the panel is open, I can hang towels from the outside, which is really cool. Looks like that's good, so I'll leave that as is for right now. And let's move on to the other one here. I'm gonna put just right here, next to, just on the opposite side. This 3M adhesive is pretty serious stuff. So you wanna make sure you're putting it in the right spot. So I got it right there. Wait for about 15 seconds. All right, so yeah, not too bad. So essentially, let me open this back up. So now I have a hook so I can hang stuff there. So let me grab like a hoodie or something. Oh, also got some new stickers. Desert Folk. Shout out to Pizza Lisa Vodka. She's the one that gave me kind of the idea of the Desert Folk phrase, since I always say that out here. Now that I'm a desert folk out here camping out in the desert, decided to make some stickers with the saying. So comment down below if you guys like the new look. If you do, I am going to be mailing a couple of these out if you guys are interested. So let me know. Message me on Instagram. I'll send you a sticker. Anyway, so got a sweater right here. So imagine if this is a towel. Look at that. So you can use the hook on either side. You can use the hook with the panel open, or you can use the hook when the panel is closed. So that's pretty cool. So shout out to 3D Proto Lab. I'll leave a link to his gear down below if you guys are interested. And if you guys talk to him, tell him that Caden sent you. Man, these mosquitoes are coming out in full force. I'm gonna throw on the, I think I have a bug coil actually, so let's go throw the bug coil on. I do have the other little bug away thing, but I really like the coils. It just, I don't know why, it like reminds me of Alaska. This is like our staple in Alaska because the mosquitoes out there are vicious. So this is one of the main things that we use to keep them at bay, or at least try to. Need some shelter from the wind here. There we go. Ah, smells like Alaska. We are going to be heading out to Alaska in the summer this year, probably in July sometime. Go do some fishing out there. I'll see if I end up making a video or not. Every time I make a video in Alaska, they don't do so great, so might as well not sweat about it and just have a good time out there. Comment down below if you guys do want to see that, and I will make one, but if I don't get anything, I just won't film while I'm out there. And I get that a lot of people are from here, so maybe there's just no interest, so I get that. I'd rather make videos that you guys are interested in watching versus me, you know, going out of my way and filming and doing all that when there really, truly is no interest, so I'd rather just hear the truth. You guys just let me know. Okay, so I think camp is pretty much all set up here. The other thing I did buy, and this was a recommendation online that I saw, this is like a rubber gasket thing that you can put on the side on the edges of the bed and on the edges of panels over here. I haven't tried these out yet, but I'm a little curious. So essentially they're just little like softer edges so that you can pad the bed panels around and you can put them on the outside flaps. So let me cut a piece off and let me see how it fits. I guess just to give you a little bit more grip as you're opening the flaps on the side. That's what I'm thinking. And I found this on a website. I think it was from Take the Truck. I'll leave a link to their stuff down below. They gave me a couple ideas, like the little grab handle at the top of the tent there. So I got that idea from them. And it's a pretty tight fit, so I don't think these are gonna come off. So that's really nice. Oh yeah, it looks good. I mean, it's pretty cool. It looks pretty good though. It does give you more of a grip. I definitely feel that, yeah. And it's solid, you know, it's really on there, which is nice. Okay. Not too shabby. So this is what it looks like. You really can't tell, but there's just more of a little rubber on there to help you like grab the panel, I guess. But this whole like strip, I think this is only like 15 feet. It was only like 15 bucks or something. So not too bad. I just wonder what the best way to cut this would be. But it's super on there though, so I don't think it would ever fall off. Oh wow. Might need to file that down. That's pretty serious. Inside of here is kind of like metal. It's really sharp, so I gotta file that down. Okay, that was a cleaner cut. So what I did was kind of like tapered the other side here, so it looks a little bit better. I probably could have brought it a little bit further, but at least there's nothing sharp right here now. So yeah, it feels a little bit easier to open the panel from the outside, so that's cool. Everything still closes fine. Nothing's interacting with the seal, so that's cool. I think I'm gonna try and use this for the bed panels though. I feel like that would be a lot more comfortable, especially if your head hits the bed panels. I feel like these would be much better utilized up there, so maybe we'll do this later. I don't want to open up the bed panels right now because with the truck open, there's some skeeters running around here and whatnot. Sun is setting right now, so I'm actually right next to this little hill here. So let's go check out the views up here, see if we can see the sunset up there. All right, made it to the top. The view over here is definitely the best. Man, look at that. That is awesome. The camera definitely doesn't do it justice, but from where the truck is, it's a pretty steep hill. It's gorgeous. Sun setting. And I'm getting hungry, so let's go make some dinner. The views up on that hill were absolutely gorgeous. Sun's setting though, and it's getting cold, so before it gets dark, let's get dinner rolling. And like I mentioned, we are on plan B of cooking food tonight. And what we're making tonight is some New York chopped cheese. So it's a sandwich, like a hot sandwich, which is gonna be delicious out here. I still cannot believe I forgot my Tembo Tuscado legs, but you know, you live and you learn. And sometimes you gotta pivot. So I'm gonna start by getting the cast iron ready to go, and we're just gonna cook on the Ignik. Luckily, I brought the Ignik, otherwise we'd be cooking on the tiniest emergency stove that you have ever seen. So if you guys have not seen that video, that's what we would have ended up cooking on. And it would have taken forever. So let's get the cast iron warmed up and let's get some onions chopped. Get some tin foil. Some plates, go, some silverware, and a knife. And I believe that's it. From the cooler, everything in the bag right here already. Some mayo here. All right, so for those of you who don't know what a chopped cheese is essentially ground beef with cheese and onions. It's kind of like a Philly cheesesteak, but just a little bit different. It's got lettuce, tomatoes. I'm gonna throw some onions on there, and it's just gonna be a delicious, gooey, ooey sandwich, hoagie sandwich. The hoagie bread I actually ended up finding is this cheddar bread, which is gonna be super good. I feel like bread on these types of sandwiches always make the best type of sandwiches, so decided to go all out and just get the good stuff. Some cheddar cheese hoagies for our chopped cheese sandwiches. Thick triple C's, just some thick Kraft singles for this. And we got some Angus beef. This is 93% lean, 7% fat. And we got some onions and tomatoes, so. All right, I am stoked for this. I've never had a proper chopped cheese, so the recipe I'm following, I'll leave a link to it down below. It's actually a YouTube short that I found, so I'll leave his YouTube short down below if you guys want to try this at home. But he does add ketchup, which is interesting. And supposedly, what also makes this really good is if you, in New York style, I guess, is if you add oil and vinegar and salt and pepper. Kind of like Mike's Subs, Mike's Way, oil, vinegar, salt, pepper, and some spices. But let's get rolling here. Perfect tomato. And the way that the guy cut up the onion, I'm just gonna cut up half for, well, maybe I'll cut the whole thing. I like onions, I'm not afraid, so let's cut up the whole thing and just throw it all in with it. And they did say dice it really fine. So I'm gonna try and cut these very small. All right, finely chopped onion complete. So check the cast iron here. Good way to test it is just put a little water on your hand. Yep, that's ready. Put some oil up in here. And let's get the onions on the Moscato. Honestly, I just need 2. So I'm gonna put these other ones away, put it in the fridge. All right, so the onions are getting wilted. Next thing we're gonna do is add in the ground beef here. And the trick to the ground beef, I guess, is you gotta put it on the pan first and let it get a good sear on it. So we're not gonna touch it and start breaking it apart. We gotta let it sit and get a good sear on it first. So let's do that. We're gonna part the onions first. Put these on this side, since I think most of the heat is over here. So let's get some oil. We don't want to touch it, just let it get a good sear on top of it. While this is searing, I am going to give it some salt and pepper. Throw some onion powder on there as well. I'm pretty sure you're supposed to put like some cayenne pepper, I think, on here, but no worries. A little bit of salt. And some garlic powder. I'm going to turn up the ignite a little bit. Alright, we're going to let this brown just a little bit more, and then we're going to throw the cheese on here and then toast up the bun. Time for the cheese. Extra thick. Now, the recipe called for like 6 slices of cheese, so I'm gonna load this up because we ain't here for a long time, we here for a good time, you know? Per the guy that made this video, this is his exact words, not mine. But also, I agree. There we go. Do that there. Right there. That right there. Screw it. I took all of them out, so might as well. Go big or go home. Just gonna make sure every single area is adequately covered. So I'm just gonna transfer this over here. Got some rocks over here just to have a pot holder for the cast iron. All right, so we're gonna get this bun going, and since we don't have another pan, we're just gonna use the Tembo Tusk Scottle little thing here. Let me see if this, oh yeah, that'll be perfect. Yeah, so we'll get the bun on here. Oh man, I have never had this gourmet hoagie cheddar cheese bun, but I am guaranteed this is going to be delicious. Oh my gosh. Hoagie cheddar cheese buns with our chopped cheese. Are you kidding me right now? I have no words. All right, let's get this on. I'm not gonna mayo it because I'm gonna mayo it afterwards. I literally can hear the cheese melting in here. My goodness. All right, we'll give that bun about a minute here, and then we're gonna assemble. This bun may be a little bit too crispy, but that's all right. Time to assemble. First, throw some mayo on here. And we are gonna do it how this TikToker showed to do it. So I'm gonna cut these up just into a little bit smaller. Oh, actually, so okay. So that TikToker, he put ketchup straight up on it. So I'm gonna, oh that was a lot of ketchup. So just spread it around a little bit. Throw on the shredded iceberg. We're gonna stack on the iceberg here. All right. Then we're going to throw on the tomato. Cut these in half just so we can get a proper amount on all the sides here. Salt and pepper the tomato here just to give it some flavor. If you're super New York chopped cheese kind of person, you're supposed to put salt, vinegar, oil and vinegar, I mean. So just a little bit of that. Give it a thing of garlic powder. I should have brought some like Italian seasoning, but I don't have that on me actually. Ooh, actually I do have this. Pizza topping, so I got some garlic and onion, Italian herb, so I'm gonna throw some Italian herb on here. And this is brand spanking new. We're making pizza on our next video, so I found this at the store and I figured this would be a perfect camping condiment because it really has a lot of everything. So I'm gonna throw some of the, ooh, I'm gonna throw a little bit of red onion on there too. Oh, that's way too much, but okay, that's fine. It came out so quickly, I didn't even know. All right. So that's all good. So now let's go and grab our chopped cheese. Oh my gosh. Perfectly melted. And we're gonna put a heaping spoonful on here. Oh my gosh, what is this? Ridiculous. This cheese melted perfectly. Now, there is a very important step to this chopped cheese making process, and we need the tin foil. You're technically supposed to use parchment paper, but I don't have parchment paper, so we're gonna make do with what we got. I was supposed to bring it. Let's just add that to the list of things I forgot. What you're gonna do now is transfer this whole sandwich over. I'm gonna wrap this thing up like Subway. I'm channeling my inner Subway self right now. This is literally what's happening. Let's do this. And then supposedly you just let this sit for a few minutes. So let's let this sit and clean this up. It's been a few minutes, so let's go and cut into this guy. And I totally get why they say to use parchment paper, because using tinfoil, obviously you have the possibility of getting tinfoil into your food, but I'm hoping I don't do that. But no guarantees. Oh, yeah. There we go. Wow. All right. Let's dig in. Let me see if there's any pieces of tinfoil, you know. So if you're making this at home, be sure to use some parchment paper. Oh, I am so excited for this. This is ridiculous. Wow. This literally tastes like I bought it from a deli in New York. It is so good. I have no words. That is delicious. Oh man, my back is hurting. Oh. But man, is this sandwich so good. Might do some yoga in the morning. So the chips I'm having, they are these like Cheetos fries. These are super good. They've been selling them in like smaller bags at the store. So if you see these, give them a shot because they're pretty good. Perfectly crispy, a good ranch flavor. I can't wait to make this for Carly. So that broccoli beef I made a couple weeks ago, I loved it so much I ended up making it at home and it was great. I'm excited to make her some chopped cheese because, I don't know, I like trying out new recipes out at camp and then having Carly try them later. But this is delicious. I will do this again. It's honestly better than the Philly cheesesteak burrito I did a couple weeks ago. This is better if I had to compare the two. Getting ready for bed. Just been hanging out by the fire, trying out a different configuration tonight because I don't feel like moving this into bunk mode. So I'm gonna try and live on this side of the truck. Got the box here. I'm gonna brush my teeth with that. Got the bathroom down under. So I'm gonna try and not leave the area until the morning, you know. But I forgot to charge my ready lights. I got one of my lights that's working right now. Two of my lights have died this far, and then I have this one over here hanging, but this is one of the ones I broke, so I can't clip it onto anything, so I need to add more magnets to the area to clip those somewhere else, since the hook on the back is broken, so all I can do is magnetize it to hang it places, so it's perfect for the outside, but this one just died, so that's cool. So I'm now out of lights. Nice, except my broken one. This one. But getting ready for bed, guys. I'll see you in the morning. Got a little bit chilly last night. I was in the double sleeping bag, and I think what I need to do is get like a sleeping bag liner to help keep it a little bit warmer at night, or sleep with this blanket on top. So right now we have this like little extra blanket at the bottom, but sleep with this on top. That way it kind of keeps it a little bit warm on top. So my feet were getting cold, and Ended up trying out this configuration in the bed, but I slept this way so I could stretch out all the way since I couldn't stretch out this way. But I just didn't want to put all the panels up, and I was just curious if this would work. So I slept this way. It was okay. My feet got a little bit cold down there, closer to the wedge side, but otherwise a pretty good sleep. Sun's coming out, so I'm gonna sit outside and warm my bones because it is a little bit cold this morning. I did not get a chance to show you guys the Boxio toilet. So I showed you guys the wash basin, the little portable sink, which that actually worked out really well for brushing our teeth and stuff, so I really like that. And as you can see, the Boxios can actually stack on top of each other as well, which is pretty cool, keeps it really compact, and the whole system standing upright can fit in the truck without doing anything else, which is really nice. Let me show you guys the toilet portion. Gorgeous day today, guys. So, toilet portion here, very similar to the Boxio. Both of them have like this little flap at the top, so that's what this flap looks like. That's how they can stack on top of each other really easily. So if we open this up, there's two sections to this. So this is where you can pee, and then this is where you can do your number 2. If you open these up, obviously before you use the bathroom, you need to open up the jug down below, and then this allows you to easily collect it and throw it out. For number 2, you have this area in the back here. Boxio gives you your own little bags like that, and then in the bag, so you grab one of these bags and then you fill it up with some hemp. They do make their own hemp product, so you just kind of scatter a little bit of this inside your bag so it absorbs it, and then you line this box with the bag. So if you can imagine, I've lined it with a bag. You do your thing on this side over here. So yeah, just a very portable little compact toilet. And actually, this is actually a little bit smaller. They gave me the whole bundle, so there's actually a secondary compartment underneath for storage. So let me show you guys that. So down below, it actually comes with like a little box here. They gave me a bunch of extra bags, and this is where you can put the hemp stuff, so you can just kind of litter it in there. And the Boxio team. But yeah, so the kit comes with pretty much everything you need. I really like the storage area down here, just so you can keep some of your extra bits and pieces. And then it also stands as a extra couple inches for the box, so you can sit, you know, sit more comfortably. It's pretty solid, I would say. I have not used it yet, but as soon as I use it, I will let you guys know how the experience goes. Let's make some coffee. And one thing I'll mention is when you're done, you can actually close up the bag, and then you can just store it here. So you don't need to take it out. It'll store within the box itself. And then when you're traversing or traveling out, all you got to do is throw this guy on. Just like that. And then just close it up. Same for this though. So the sink, I think I realized yesterday that I believe you should be able to just do this and then close it up. Obviously you got to put the stopper on your gray tank over here, but otherwise you should just be able to fold over your little air pressure thing and then actual spout. So not too bad. A pretty cool system though. So we're stoked to continue using these and testing them out, and as we keep using them, we will let you guys know how they perform. Let's make some coffee now, for real. Got something special tonight for breakfast, y'all. So this morning we're trying out some coffee that was sent over to me called Night Shift. We've already been using this at home, but super good. So we're gonna have some of this today. I really like it. It's brewed in Texas and veteran owned, so pretty awesome. Give them a shot tonight. And I'm also trying out a new coffee maker. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Daiso, which is kind of like the, it's like the dollar Japanese store. It's right next to Seafood City in Henderson. And while I was walking around their camping section, I found this, which I was really curious about. So it's essentially a foldable drip coffee maker, and it folds down really flat. It's just like a little wire thing. And they also came with these little coffee filters specifically for this guy. And I ended up just buying this little bag because it fit this stuff perfectly. This was literally $1.50 at the dollar Japanese store, Daiso. So stoked to try it. Before we do that, let's get some hot water going. I just need some hot water for our breakfast cup of noodle. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this before. I have not. I am very, very curious. I have no idea what this is going to taste like, so we're going to find out. It says limited edition, so you guys may not find this in store, but I think I got this at Walmart, like in the far back section, and I was like, what is that? I don't have high hopes for it though, so. So there you go, it just folds up, and you should just be able to pop it down somehow, I think. Oh, okay, never mind. You're supposed to push the folds outward. There we go. I guess. I think I messed it up with the first coil. I kind of like moved the coil forward a little bit, you know. Let's see if this works. Or if it is a massive fail from the dollar store. Let's see here. Oh man, it's kind of squirrely. I don't know. We'll see. I'll leave a link to Night Shift down below. Thanks to those guys for giving me a free sample of their coffee. I like it. It's good. A little bit worried about this like flying off, but I think it's okay. Definitely running out of propane. Come on. Come on, one more, one more. All right. Maple syrup, pancake, sausage, and eggs. Flavored cup of ramen. Okay, so it's just standard cup of noodle, so just get some water in there. All right, hot water is ready. I'm gonna throw the blazing hot water on the cup of noodles first, get them cooking. Wow, that smells very syrupy. Proper pour over for this. I'm just making a huge mess. Kind of need like a spout, like a craft spout to properly do this. It's working though. I did kind of pour a little bit over to the side, and some of it did like drip out over here and miss the cup. But otherwise, it looks like it's working. Not too shabby. Alright guys, let's try out the cup of noodle here. I'm interested. I'm not entirely sure what it's going to taste like. I think it's going to be like a savory sweet type of taste. But let's find out. The soup pretty much dissolved out of here. There's not a lot of soup in there, but I think that probably maybe was the point. Huh. I'm not gonna lie, the flavor is pretty good. It does taste like a, I don't know, sausage, eggs, and syrup type of flavor. Okay. Little sausage pieces have decent flavor. There are little like egg pieces in here as well. Surprisingly, I was very skeptical, but it's actually not bad. You just get like a little bit of a hint of syrup. It's definitely more savory than sweet, but it's nice. I mean, it gives it a good little, just a little different flavor. Oh man, it was so quiet last night that I almost had to put on like some soundscapes because it was just dead silent. I was freaking myself out because I watched a couple videos about skinwalkers and stuff. There's a channel on YouTube about Navajo Nation and skinwalkers and like the culture and the stories behind like skinwalkers, which are actually called, I think, Anagosis. It was really interesting because I don't really know a lot about stories around like skinwalkers. I've seen them like on TikTok and stuff, so I was curious to see what the origination was. Freaked myself out a little bit last night. I ended up climbing into the truck a little bit earlier and just hanging out, but it was a great night. I slept pretty good, minus the absolute silence that I was trying to sleep through. And just like when it's so silent that you can hear every little thing around you, I think that's what was kind of like freaking me out, because I could hear like any type of twig breaking. I don't know. It's just like when you're out here, there's no signal out here too, so I'm just like by myself. The next closest camper is probably, I want to say, like a mile away. I heard a couple cars drive by this morning, but other than that, there has been no one like driving through or anything. So I've been pretty out here on my own, which has been nice. But obviously, you know, if you get into your head, you're gonna scare yourself out here. But it was a great night. I love it out here. This is definitely one of my favorite spots to camp outside of Las Vegas. This site, or this area, is literally 35 minutes from my house. It's our backyard, you know, and us desert folk in Vegas, you know. So if you guys saw our Kingman, Arizona video, which will be coming out prior to this one, we were camping out in high desert Mojave, which is really nice because it's greener, but it's not as prickly as Sonoran high desert country, which usually you have a lot more like cacti type of plants and that type of greenery. But down here in like the Mojave desert, the greenery out here in high desert, it's nice green. It's not like prickly green where it'll hurt you. That area that we camped out in Kingman, that's what it was. It was just high desert Mojave country, and it was so nice. It wasn't even grass that was growing, but it was just green. It was just like a patch of green around us. Versus down here, I would love to have a piece of land out there, and I would totally open it up to hip camp, invite you guys to camp out there, you know, and that would be awesome. And it's so close to town too, so it wouldn't be a hard thing to, you know, go back and forth. Kingman, Arizona, we surprisingly really enjoyed it. So definitely we'll be back there and possibly camp at that same spot, because it was really convenient, close to town. If you're wanting to putz around downtown Kingman, but have a place to stay. I've read that there's a lot of dispersed camping around the area, but since we were with some friends, I just wanted a set spot that we can hit right after we were done putzing around downtown, so we didn't run out of daylight or anything like that. But that was cool. Kingman was a lot of fun. And the scenery out there was gorgeous. The rocks that we were surrounded by in Kingman, I had no idea like Kingman even had that type of scenery out there. Well guys, we're gonna pack up and get ready to go. Thank you guys for watching. As always, like, subscribe. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks, y'all.